The Big Show with Night and Day for the best milkshakes, thick shakes, and super thick shakes.
Welcome.
This is big.
To the Hauraki Big Show.
Really big.
With Jason Hoyte, Minogue, and Keyzie.
Oh, g'day, you mad bastards. Great to have your company this glorious Tuesday afternoon, the 18th of March, 2025. And you, my friends, are listening to The Big Show, brought to you by Night
Day.
Wow.
Let's do that again,
Hang on.
please.
Well,
it's
that's Mike's fault.
Yeah,
How is it my fault?
It's
Somebody
your
went,
fault, Mogey. Ready?
Somebody did
Go,
that.
ready?
It's got nothing.
Brought to you by Night Day. Good stuff. Hey, what's the date today, Pugs?
It's the 18th.
What does it say on my run sheet there?
March 18, 2025.
No, it does not.
Yeah, 818. Says
March
it right,
17.
Jason. Have you got your glasses, mate?
Pugs, get out.
Oh.
Hey, Mogey, you stallion, how's life?
Going pretty grousey, you mad dog. You're 600B. Bit of a rainy one.
Yeah, a bit wet.
A little bit moist.
Yeah, a little bit moist.
But an exciting day, of course. We've got a little bit of cricket on at the moment.
Do we?
Pakistan versus the Black Caps, so we'll be keeping you updated over the course of the day. Rain affected, sadly.
Yeah.
But should be a ripper of a match. Currently sitting at 36 for 2.
Yeah,
the
great
Pakistanis.
stuff. We will keep you updated. Old Keyzie in a bit of a hooer of a mood today during the podcast. But you've come out of it really well, Keyzie, and it's a credit to you. How's life, mate?
Yeah, real good, thanks, man. Nah, just joking around, Jase. You know me, man. I'm just having a laugh, mate.
Yeah.
Always happy to be here. Love the Big Show.
Yeah, totally, man.
We've got a great show ahead too, which I'm excited about.
Yeah, a really good show. And we're going to start it off with old billeting chat. You remember we used to get billeted out when you're a sports team or on a school exchange?
That's right. Jace told a pretty harrowing story of, and Mike as well, of being billeted on the podcast outro, which will come out later. So if you have a terrible billeting story, 3483, you can win yourself $50 9-day voucher.
Beautiful, Keyzie. Here's the black keys.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyte, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie.
Yes, indeed, you too there on the Radio Hauraki Big Show this Tuesday afternoon. Pakistan losing another wicket, now 3 for 50. We're talking billeting. And you're thinking to yourself, what do you mean by billeting? And I'm talking sort of old school stuff here, Mogey.
Yeah.
You know, when your sports team or whatever, maybe it was a class sort of scenario where you go to another city or whatever and you'd be put up by the opposing sporting side or sort of volunteers. And basically you'd be put up for the night in some random stranger's house.
That's right.
And we've all been through this experience. I know all three of us have. I had a horrific scenario with an ex-girlfriend of mine, which I talked about in our podcast outro, where she got billeted over in Canada and she ended up in a caravan with an old man.
So he didn't have any kids?
He had no kids. He was a volunteer, and she went over to Canada and got put up with an old man in a caravan.
And that's how you guys met?
And that's how we met. But there are some horror stories. You were telling a horror story as well there, Mogey.
Yeah, that's right. You know, at risk of repeating what's on the podcast outro, wherever you get great podcasts, it is one of those things where you go along, you go to another city or another region, and generally you'll go to the sports club, and everybody you'll get off a bus,
yes,
and you'll meet all of the other the local kids and their parents. And at that point, somebody's going to come out with a clipboard, and names will be called,
yes,
and then you'll be seen. And pretty much, certainly the last sort of hour or so of the bus trip is spent worrying and chatting to your mates about, you know, you're going to get the biggest loser that's going to billet you. Yeah, all that sort of stuff. So I ended up with one and just the foulest food on the face of the earth. And it was a horrible 3 days. The house smelled, you know, just everything that you could possibly want to go wrong went wrong.
Yeah.
Lovely and look, lovely people.
Yes, indeed.
Dirty,
filthy,
scumbags.
Yeah. And that was always the thing, wasn't it? Was that tenuous moment as a group where the sort of group stood off from each other and you're thinking, what lunatic am I going to be put up with?
Back in when you guys were doing it, like 40, 50 years ago, what were you billeted in pairs? Because we were always in pairs.
Sometimes.
So you always had a mate with you.
No, but in my experience, it was always individual.
That was my sole experience. I was always on my own.
Yes.
Yeah,
Horrible.
See, we always had a mate, and it was when texting had first come in. I remember this, and I was literally texting my mate, being like, "Oh my god, this is so awkward."
Yeah, at least having a mate would have been out. It would have been amazing.
Yeah, because you can just have fun together,
But,
right?
oh god, yeah, she was grim.
There's plenty of texts coming through on 34832, too, which is great. Everyone in the draw for a $50 night-and-day voucher. I remember we billeted a group of blokes from England.
Yes.
3 boys stayed at my place, met up with some mates who were hosting a few of the boys too, went out for dinner, and just told them these stories about our number 8, this big fella, Greg. He will flatten you guys. He's huge. Seriously, like tomorrow, honestly, he's going to smash some people. Greg rolled his ankle in the first minute of the game. They beat us 90-0.
Yeah.
And they
good
were freaking
stuff.
out.
You know, and I actually think, now that I think about it, guys, I think of the other side of the bat too, where, the parents are looking at all the kids and going, God, what a group of degenerates. Snotty-nosed, wheezing pieces of disease.
Yeah.
This one here on 3483 got billeted to a family in 2014 for a school rugby game in Wellington. We beat them 100-0, and to the point where the game was called early. The dinner that evening with the family was very quiet, possibly because I gave the son a concussion.
Well, that would be very awkward. This one's awkward too. Got billeted with a bloke, second 15, and this guy decided to fondle himself in the bedroom while I was in the shower. And the billet's dad walked in on him.
That's a roughie.
Yeah, that's really rough.
Yeah.
Hey, keep those texts coming on 3483 in the meantime. Let's have a bit of radio here, eh?
The Hauraki Big Show with Jase, Mike and Keyzie. Tune in weekdays at 4 on Radio Hauraki.
David Bowie there on the Radio Hauraki Big Show this Tuesday afternoon. The time is 6:24. Pakistan 74 for 4.
Fellas, going to the cinema is a goddamn rip-off.
Yeah, man.
And I won't stand for it anymore.
Fair.
I went to a movie on Saturday night there, Keyzie,
Okay.
and went along to the cinema. I said, I'll have one for Black Bag, please, starring Kate Blanchett and Michael Fassbender.
Did you say the
And
people
then I
that were in
went, because they had a thing. They had this metal cage that was above me that was too low, and I smashed my head on it, and it really hurt. But I had to act like I was too cool. Anyway, they'd sold out. The whole cinema had sold out.
Right.
So I had to go to a different cinema. At that cinema, it was $30. I went to a different cinema, more of your multiplex setup, which isn't my cup of tea, really. $32 for a movie.
Unbelievable.
This is 6:30 on a Saturday night.
Was that 16 each or 32 each?
It's old Mogey. It's old Mogey on his own.
He
Oh.
was,
I
he
went
was
to the
by
movie by himself.
Oh,
He had
right.
a
Just
bachelor
me.
weekend,
Yeah,
remember?
yeah. So 32 bung, which is out the gate. I looked around at other theatres as well, and it's sitting around about there, $28, $29, $30.
That's about 600,000 dong.
Right, that's in Vietnamese money.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
you're on holiday. That's cool, man. Did you get popcorn?
I got popcorn. That was about $10.
The markup
Something
on
like that.
popcorn is outrageous.
Well, they wanted, I think their combo was either 20 or $25 for a medium Coke and a medium popcorn. I took a can of Coke with me.
$20.
Out the gate, because you know what it costs them. It costs
Yeah.
them nothing. That's obviously where they make a lot of their money. But they also now make their money in the tickets because it was $30.
Yes.
I was expecting it to be $18.
So I think,
Or about, 400,000 dong.
in my mind,
500.
I remember back in the day, it was cheap Tuesdays. It was $7.50
Tight ass
movie tickets.
Tuesdays.
Yeah, I remember $7.50 back in Tauranga when I was growing up. That was great. Nowadays, I just going off how my vibe.
Yep.
$20 for a movie ticket.
Yep.
$5 for popcorn.
Yes.
I'd be stoked.
Yeah.
Still a bit expensive on the popcorn, but it's like I get it. $25, happy as Larry.
Cheap,
ba-
pricey.
Back in my day, tuppence.
Oh, really?
Oh,
It was
yes.
It was a tuppence for a ticket. And what they didn't have popcorn. That was a bit flashback in those days. Just your hard-boiled lollies.
Without a word of a lie, the first price I remember is for a movie was $1.25.
Wow.
Yes.
And then your ones, there was a tuppence, Jace. Was that
Yes.
like a movie or was it like a silent picture show
It
with
was-
a guy playing the piano?
Well, funnily enough, it was silent, and there was a live orchestra, which gave it a special sort of,
Yeah, right. And you got all that for tuppence.
Yeah, for tuppence,
So that's bargain.
And black and white, of course.
Right.
And I still remember the guy up there on the thing just winding the camera there.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Well, it's not a camera, is it? It's a
projector.
Projector, yeah.
Yes.
And you're 43, eh?
Yeah, totally.
That's crazy.
But no, in all seriousness, though, like if I was to take my beautiful wife,
No, and you wouldn't, but if you were.
if I were to do that, we're talking $60. And
Plus
it's a-
snacks.
I was going to say, she's a popcorn lover,
Yeah.
which drives me batty
You
because you
don't
know
like
how I
them.
feel about people eating popcorn while I'm trying to watch a movie.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, it's so
what
punishing.
that would be nearly, and I'm not joking here, that would be nearly $100.
In excess of $100.
That to watch a movie
To
is
watch a movie.
outrageous.
And they're sort of complaining about box office being down and people not going to the movies anymore. Well, I've got a thought. What might be contributing?
It's expensive.
It costs a goddamn fortune. Who the hell can afford that?
Certainly not me on my bloody top radio DJ wages.
Even with all your dog squad cash,
Yeah,
it's a
your
stretch.
dog squad.
It is.
But what I'd like to know, 3483, in the town that you're in, because it must be more expensive here in Auckland than it is in other places across the country. So flick us a text, 3483, or call us on Radio Hauraki.
0800.
Yeah, 0800. Not radio. You can't type that in. It doesn't work.
I tried.
And let us know what it costs where you are, because I was shocked and disgusted.
Sorry to hear that, Mogey.
Shocked and disgusted.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyte, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie. One small step for man, one giant leap backwards for mankind. Join Jerry, Mania, and ACC head G Lane for the Export Ultra Beer Garden Tour.
It's over in Texas, eh?
Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
Boy, DJ.
Can I ask there, fellas, because, I've just come back into the fray here. What's happening in old Texas?
It's this and that and the other.
Are they gonna
Some
go to
things
a-
that we can't talk about?
A rodeo and stuff like that?
The rodeo.
The rodeo,
Or they're going to go see a Holden rodeo.
Yeah.
So this is, I think, the fourth or the third beer garden tour. They basically just pick a location they want to go to, hit up Export Ultra. They're like, yeah, you guys go and just go to different pubs and that and take some winners.
How good, man, how good. G'day, Fletcher, you mad bastard. How's life?
Yeah, great. Thanks. Yourself?
Yeah, good, thanks, Fletcher. What do you do for a crust, mate?
Carpenter.
Backbone!
Hey?
A good, solid skill carpentry, I would say.
No, not a carpenter, a carpenter.
Oh, a carpenter?
Yeah, lays carpet.
A good, solid skill, I would say.
What's your favourite carpet, Fletcher?
Or, the fluffy site.
Yeah. There's a technical name for it.
Yeah, nice.
God, if I didn't know better, I'd think he was a carpenter and not a carpenter.
Hey, now, listen, Fletcher, do you think you can hold your ground with those other three reprobates?
Oh, I'll have to try my best, but give it a go.
Yeah, sure.
I believe in you, Fletcher. Just checking you can legally enter the US.
Yep. Yeah, I think so.
God, I don't believe that. He sounds shifty as. The great news is, Fletcher, not only have you got yourself in the draw, you just won yourself $100 as well, mate.
Oh, you beauty.
Yeah, how good. Just $100 from Radio Hauraki.
Not bad, eh?
Straight into your
No
pocket,
biggie.
mate. Straight into your pocket, Fletcher. No worries at all.
Well, not straight into your pocket. Obviously, we'll have to send it to him and do a bit of admin
That'll
around
take
that.
ages.
Oh, do you have to be a real downer about it, Keyzie? I mean, he's just won $100 cash.
By the time you finally get it, man, you wish you'd never won. Put it that way.
Yeah, exactly. Stay on the line, Fletcher. Puxan and Studio B will look after you, all right?
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, good.
Love you.
Thank you.
I wouldn't mind going to Texas, actually.
Shall we go?
Why not?
What have they got over there? They say everything's bigger in Texas.
They do.
Does that mean your honker will get bigger?
Quite possibly. It could get bigger.
I don't think Jay should go to Texas because he'll spend like the weeks following banging on about this and that in Texas. And we went to Texas and this is what we did in Texas.
And this is a shop that I'd open up. Why haven't we got this in New Zealand?
haven't we got Texas coffee
Why
shops
haven't we
in
got
New Zealand?
rodeos in New Zealand?
And I'd get to wear a cowboy hat.
Oh, yeehaw.
You know what I mean? Yeah, and some chaps. I've
Oh, you
actually-
like chaps, eh?
I've actually
You're a
got-
big fan of chaps,
Yeah,
eh?
I've
You
got-
love chaps.
I've got chaps in my boudoir as we speak.
Have you? How many?
Oh, there's about 4 of the fellas. And,
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyte, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie.
REM there on the Radio Hauraki Big Show this Tuesday afternoon. The time is 4:50. Let's talk a little TV, fellas.
Yeah.
What's on the telly with Mike Minogue?
So good.
So hot as well. Hey, fellas, I went to the movies by myself. I'm going to talk about that one.
Could you afford to?
while I was there. You know what I mean? I thought it'd splash out.
Yeah, fair enough.
And went along, and it was Black Bag, and it was starring Kate Blanchett and the other fella there, Michael
Bag.
Fassbender.
Who I think,
The Fascinator.
personally, is
The flaccid
your
one.
doppelganger.
Oh, yeah, we're very similar.
Serious, you guys look very similar.
We do, it's amazing. And
Righto.
it was directed by Steven Soderbergh,
Yes.
who's directed, you know those ones, Keyzie? Ocean's
Spielberg? 11. Oh, Soderbergh.
Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, Ocean's 13.
Ocean's 8?
Out of, no.
Okay.
Out of Sight, which is a great film. Anybody out there who hasn't seen it, with George Clooney and Jennifer Lopez in it. It's a spy thrillery sort of thing.
Yes.
And it was 95 minutes long, so instant 3 stars. Great costumes, great wardrobe, entertaining. No, could have actually been longer to just sort of fatten it up a little bit. Needed a bit more story built into it, I thought.
Sure.
But I'll give it 3.5 buzzies.
Out of 5.
Definitely worth watching.
Yes, well,
Yeah.
quite a cast there.
It's a very good cast.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a really good cast. Who else is in there? Oh, dear. Remington Steele, your mate.
Oh,
Pierce Brosnan.
No, okay.
He's in there as well. But, yeah, Kate Blanchett is amazing. Michael Fassbender is amazing. And the costumes and locations were... It's a joy to watch, Jase, if I could put it to you that way.
Sure.
Yeah.
I watched a drama series called Toxic Town. Which is it's a true story based on a true story of a town that
Is toxic.
it's toxic. Basically, they're trying to sort of upmarket it all, and they're clearing out all the sort of industrial area, and they're very slipshod in the process of doing that. The long story basically is that all the kids that are getting born in the area are born with deformities.
Right. They're differently abled is more the way I put it.
Differently abled. It eventually ends up in court. It's a middle of the road, your standy kind of British drama, 2.5 to 2 3/4 buzzies.
Amazing thing about that, my cousin Nick, he grew up next door to a sort of a waste recycling plant, and he was born. He had a third arm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nick?
Nick, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, hell of a juggler. Yep, good bastard. Good bastard
Wow,
around.
because he'd have 3 arms, right? So he'd be able to do heaps of balls. How many could he do?
About 17.
Holy...
It's funny because when I was born, they thought I had a third arm as well.
Oh, here we go. Don't.
Here he is.
Yeah, we get it.
Hey.
Just
What
for
did
those...
you watch, Keyzie?
Yeah, don't even worry about it, man. We get it. Jase had a massive penis. Here's the violent femmes.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyte, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie.
Oh, yes, indeed. The Violent Femmes there on the Radio Hauraki Big Show this Tuesday afternoon. Heaps going on after 5 o'clock, including the fact that Keyzie thinks the Big Show is affecting his wife's job. And speaking of jobs, fellas, got a bit of a proposal for old Keyzie. Some good news on that front.
Oh, yeah.
Keyzie.
Big Keyzie hour after 5, is it?
It's a massive Keyzie hour after 5.
You'd want to stick around for that. Just quickly, too, on 3483, people have been sending through the prices of different tickets to go to the movies around the country.
Yes.
Mike, you went up here in Auckland, $32 just for a ticket.
$32.
Takaka Village, $18, and they have Juicy's.
Wow.
The Juicy is one of the all-time great ice blocks.
Yes.
So that's amazing. Like that's a good price, right?
That's about fair, I reckon. But
Yeah.
then you see there's one here in Chartwell, which is down there in Hamilton. $10.
$10.
$10. Because they
That's-
know that people don't want to go because it's too expensive. That
Yeah.
place would be rammed.
And it's Hamilton.
And it's Hamilton.
Yeah. So heaps coming up after 5. Make sure you stay tuned.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jace, Mike, and Keyzie. Tune in weekdays at 4 on Radio Hauraki.
Welcome back, you massive backbones. Hope your Tuesday's going along very nicely indeed. You're listening to The Big Show, brought to you by Night and Day. Not really.
Oh, come
Yeah,
on,
I
man.
wouldn't.
I mean, it was close enough. Hey, now we've got Pug's son in the studio with us. Pugs, you were saying just before that our podcast outro from yesterday has just gone up on YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah, it's on there right now.
Carry on, man.
Radio Hauraki NZ. It's there. So go look at it.
Is that what it's under?
That's the channel.
Yeah.
Radio Hauraki NZ. We don't have our own separate channel?
You want a Big Show channel?
Yeah.
Nah.
Oh.
Can you tell Pugs to get out now so I can...
If you'd like a direct link to view that, you can do that through our Instagram story at Hauraki Big Show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's great stuff. Because we don't get a heck of a lot of views on the YouTube, do we?
Well, we're growing it, Jace. It's pretty new still.
Yeah, good stuff. Pugs,
What's up, man?
get out, man.
Oh,
That's part of my feed, actually, fellas. It's the only stuff of ours that I watch is the YouTube.
It's the only thing on there.
Yeah,
of
well,
ours.
I know, but I mean, there's Insta and all that sort of stuff.
Oh.
But the one that I consistently watch, because I don't listen to our podcasts either. I mean, who wants to hear themselves?
Not me.
Me.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I listen to. I love podcasts. There's not enough good ones around, so I have to listen to us.
You
Who's
know,
your
that's
favourite?
fair.
Who's your favourite on the Big Show?
Ooh.
As a
Probably old Mogey.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
sort of feel like I connect with him the most.
He's
That's
a bit of a
weird.
legend, isn't he?
Well, I don't know about that. He's a bit of a dickhead, but, you know.
Hey, coming up, poor old Keyzie's wife's under the gun thanks to the big
She
show.
is, Jason. I need you guys just to sort it out, all right? Nip
Okay,
this
I'll
thing in the
sort it
bud.
out, man.
Yeah, well-
I can help out. No worries, bro.
Anything I
Anytime.
can do, anything I can do for your wife, Keyzie, anytime. All right? Just let me know, man.
Okay.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyte, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie.
Soundgarden there on the Radio Hauraki Big Show this Tuesday afternoon. The time is 14 minutes past 5 o'clock.
How are the Black Caps going?
0 for 0 at this point. Chasing, I was trying to read it there. 136
Yeah, so
in
just-
15 overs.
Just getting underway down there in Otago. Hey, fellas, quick thing from me. And, you know, we like to have lots of fun on the show, right?
That's so true, man.
Yeah, like we're always having fun.
We do.
Sometimes, though, that fun can come at the expense of someone else's feelings.
That's so true, man.
Yeah.
That's the best kind.
Nah, well, that's actually not the best kind, mate. And this is something that happened, probably 3 years ago. The person in question
Oh
being
my
my
God, I'm
wife.
still
It's not,
going
is
on
it?
about it.
It's not, is it?
I think you know what
It's
we're
not
talking
cake
about.
gate.
It's cake gate.
Oh, are you
Jace,
relitigating this again?
I'm not.
It's
Keyzie.
unbelievable,
This
isn't
is
I'm not.
incredible.
Keyzie bangs on
Well-
about it. The thing that Keyzie fails to understand is by continuing to bring it up, it's probably just raking over the coals.
But
It's
listen-
going to make it more and more difficult for his wife to get over
Reopening
it.
the wound,
Thank
Mogey.
you.
Mogey made a mistake. He apologised
It was
for it.
both
The
of you.
End of story.
It was both of you. Now, just listen. The reason why I am relitigating this is my wife recently started a new job. She's been working there for just over 1 month. Having a great time, loving it.
She's been thieving all the stationery, you were saying.
Yeah, stationery, like snacks, whatever she can get her hands on. That's why she's loving it. She actually hates the job.
Right.
Anyway, her boss, her manager,
Is he old and bald,
Or
by the
she.
way?
Or she.
it's a dude who's
Yeah.
about 40. I don't know. Actually,
Is
I
he
don't actually
bald,
know.
though? Because I know
better
that she
not be.
likes...
I know she likes older bald men.
Yeah.
But no, he's not.
Oh.
He goes, "Oh, are you Keyzie's wife from Hauraki?" And she was like, "Yeah." And then he goes, "Oh, so you make like really dry cake?"
So he gets it.
Yeah.
So this is a reference to the first year of the show. My wife baked me a birthday cake. I brought some in for you guys. She baked it for the whole show because that's what she likes to do. She bakes my
She
old
can't
job.
like it that much because I haven't seen one since.
No, I know, because she hates you guys now because of Cakegate. And this guy it's her manager too, is now aware that she makes dry cake.
yeah.
Well, that's the yarn
But
anyway.
that's, yeah.
Well, that saves him having to eat it, though.
What I need from you guys, Jase and Mike, is just, because he might be listening and it
Yeah.
could help her career. If you
What's
just,
his name?
No, I don't know. If you were to just say on the radio the truth that my wife does not make dry cakes, if you could just put it out there and it's
How
out there
many
in the
times do
open.
I have to say it, man? Honestly. You know, we said that we thought it would be a funny thing to say that the cake was dry because we'd never met. The other thing was we'd never even met your wife before.
Yeah.
And it really hurt her feelings.
Because she wasn't, at the time, she was not aware of this ridiculous show because we were just getting started.
Yeah, which is fair enough. So I said, okay, fine. The cake's not dry.
Yeah. And
No,
you know,
don't
you're
say it
talking,
like that. It sounded sarcastic.
Wait, Keyzie, you were saying that it's affecting her job. I would argue that it would affect her job potentially even more if she baked a cake and took it to work.
Jase, come on, man. That's can you just that
Well,
she...
but I think the point Jase is making is because they wouldn't get any work done because the cake is just so wet.
Okay, I don't want the thing to be that Keyzie's wife makes wet cake.
Absolutely sodden.
No. That's not what I just right
sloppy
in the middle. No
ass cake.
Just sort of seeping over the sides.
Okay,
there.
no, we're just going too far the other way. If we could just...
But look, seriously, let's be honest. It was a little dry.
No,
and
it was not.
And
it was not dry.
It was over iced.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, there was a little bit too
Jase,
much going on there.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now?
I'm not a big fan of nuts in cakes.
There was
either,
no nuts in the cake.
You know what I mean?
Not by the time Jase had picked them all off.
Yeah, I had to pick through it.
So you're saying she made an over-iced dry cake filled with nuts?
Exactly, yes.
Okay, cheers, fellas. It's been a big help. Thanks for that.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyte, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie.
Queen there on the radio. Hauraki Big Show this Tuesday afternoon. New Zealand currently 44 without loss, and I think in that score there's been about 7 sixes.
It's about right. The last over went 6-6-2. Dot ball 6-6.
Yeah,
Not
good
bad.
stuff. Good stuff. Now, for those of you that don't know this, I'm actually Keyzie's agent. He came up to me a little while back because he wanted to expand his
like 3
horizons.
years ago.
And said, Jase, I know that you're an agent and that you've been an actor for the last good part of 20 or 30 years, highly respected. Could you take me under your buzzy?
That's not what I said.
And, maybe get me some work.
Yeah.
And I said, I like Keyzie. I'll give it a nudge. I mean, it'll be hard yakka, but we'll see what we can do.
Do we have to start agency chat with the same spiel every time about me under your buzzy and it being pushing
we've got
shit
to let
uphill?
people know what's going on, Keyzie.
Yeah, right. Okay.
On that front, I've got some good news because I got a call from none other than Mr. Mike Minogue, who I don't know if you know him, is also an agent.
Yes.
With
Mogey.
old Mogey there with some very exciting news.
Bloody exciting, mate. I actually got approached about a role for you.
Bloody oath. This is great.
It's pretty good. Now, obviously, there's a bit of a concern there because I'm not your agent.
Yeah.
However, at the same time, it did come to me. So that's a sort of a finders keepers, losers weepers, looters right sort of a situation. It's a wild west. It's a wild west out there.
So Jase, obviously, because Mike found it, and this has come in separately.
Yeah,
it's nothing to do with Jase, which is good. What's the role?
Well, it can be nothing. It's on occasion it can be. So it's a TVC, which is short for television commercial.
Oh, is that what that stands for?
Now, TVCs, they're always good because you get more money, more moolah.
Heaps of dosh.
Now, this is an international beer commercial.
Hell yeah.
Which means it's not even going to get screened in New Zealand.
Oh, great. So no one will be like, Keyzie, I'm a beer ad.
Oh, well, now, look, there's been times where I've done commercials where they up your stock. People go, oh, man, what a cool ad that was. Sometimes you get a cool ad, don't you, Jase?
That's true.
And other times you get shockers, and that's what this one is. And that means you're going to be embarrassing yourself. But as I say, you won't be seen here in New Zealand. So who cares?
Well, who gives? Yeah.
Exactly, right. So the fee for this is 80,000 New Zealand dollars.
Is that normal for like an overseas international?
Often is for the booze ads and international ones. Yes, it can be.
Is that because of the amount of countries it's playing in?
The amount of countries, that's right. The duration of the contract. Other times it's buying you out because it's going to mean you're excluded from that particular category of advertising, so they have to pay you more money. And then on top of that, of course, you get shoot days, there's wardrobe fees, there's all the travel and all those sorts of things taken care of.
What if, like, for example, that it plays for a year and then they want to run it for another year?
Yeah, that's right. Then you get the rollover at 110%. So you get extra 10% of that fee on top as well. That was a hard negotiation that Jason and I insisted on together.
Yes.
But yeah, so the great thing about it is that it's an offer. They saw you on The Ditch, of all things.
Stop referencing my old TV show.
That show that you used to do on Sky Sport. They saw that and they thought, this is the guy for us. So it's sort of a, not mocking it, but it's sort of a that old school 70s TV presenter sort of a guy.
Yeah, okay.
And he's commentating some snowboarders and some extreme sports people, blah, blah, blah. But you're sort of the hero and you get sucked into this extreme world of snowboarding. And now this guy who's, completely uncovered though, is having to do all these incredible sporting things. So it's like the budget's through the roof.
Yeah, massive.
Special effects, you name it.
Because they're going to need it, yeah.
Oh yeah. So anyway, so that's a hard cold offer, and it's $80,000 before obviously taxes, fees, et cetera, taken out.
Okay, so what are the fees? Obviously, I'm going through you, not Jay. So what are the fees?
That's
what are your
right.
fees?
Well, there's $80K. $80K is the fee, so I take a 20% booking fee.
Okay.
Because I've had to send some emails.
Okay, $16,000. That seems
16
fair.
out of there, so that comes down to $64K. And of course, there's a 10% commission, not on the 64, but on the
whole
80. So that's another 8 out. So
That
you're down to 56.
That's still a lot.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's
Still a lot of cash.
That's over $1,000 a week, and you're only working for 4 days.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So that's bloody good. Of course, you want to be on the highest tax rate. Okay, so that's 30%. So that's 16,800 comes out of that. So that takes you down to 39,200. 39,200. Sorry.
Okay.
So. Man, that's cash money.
Handed. Yeah, okay.
So then I send that over to Jase, and he'll organise to pay you.
Yeah. And obviously in that front, there's my booking fee.
But you didn't book it. Mike booked it.
Yeah, but
I had to send Jase some emails.
he had to send some emails to me and I had to send some back to him. And if you look in your contract there, Keyzie, anything that goes to where, it doesn't matter how you find it.
Wow, that seems really unfair.
Welcome to, acting world, my friend. So that's, what was that, 20% booking fee?
Yeah.
20?
Now, that's 20% of the 80, not 20% of the 39,200.
Yeah,
so that's another 16 comes out of that, so now you're down to 23,200.
I'm surprised
But
to
that's
hear,
good money, man, for an
surprised
ad.
to hear, actually, that Mogey charges 10% there for the old commission because I'm 15.
Right, so
there's
that's another
50
12,000 out, so you're down to 11,200.
Yeah.
Right.
And obviously the tax.
I've already paid my tax.
Well, but this is the thing. Jase is your employer, so he's going to have to put his tax on it.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
so
exactly.
how much is that?
30%.
Right.
So that's 30% on the 80, obviously.
Okay, so that's 24K.
Yes, that's 24. So now you owe, what's that, 12,800.
So I do the ad, and then I owe Jace $12,000.
Well, you can
you
either
gotta-
owe Jase or you can owe the IRD.
The IRD.
No, you won't be owing me. I'm getting my cash up front because I found it.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I'm the one taking the risk here. Getting the cash, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, sign me up. Keen ass.
The Hauraki Big Show. Weekdays from 4 on Radio Hauraki.
Red hot chili peppers there on the Radio Hauraki Big Show this Tuesday afternoon. Incidentally, New Zealand 68 for 1. Need 68 more runs from how many balls? 55, is it?
Yeah, from 55, and they're currently in the 6th over, so going at about 11 and a half.
Yeah, just pumping it all
not
over
bad.
the place. Now, earlier in the show, we were chatting about billeting, weren't we, fellas?
Yeah.
You know, when your sport team would go to another city or something like that.
That's right.
And you'd get billeted out to someone's house from the other sports team,
That's
generally
right.
speaking.
They'd have to look after you. The parents would look after you, basically. You'd be put up with some random people you've never met before for a couple of nights.
Yes. And it was always a slightly sort of precarious kind of arrangement. I was always very tense about who I was going to get billeted
Yes.
with. You were the same, Mogey. Keyzie, you were the same. And we've been sent an absolute doozy of piece of correspondence, otherwise known as a text.
Yes.
About an absolute horror show, but kind of on the flip side of being billeted.
That's right. This is coming from Sally in Wellington. You know Sally?
I remember
yeah.
Sally really well, actually.
she's great.
lovely.
She's a mad bastard.
She
Yeah.
is. She's good
She's
value.
a mad dog.
Don't get her on the firewater, though.
Ah.
You know what I'm
regret
saying?
that.
Yeah, man.
So this text to 3483 starts thus. Kia ora, lads. We had an Aussie, that's short for Australian,
Okay.
year 11 private schoolboy to billet.
Wait.
Yes.
Year 11.
Yeah, 16 years old.
16, okay.
Just turned.
He was playing my son's school second 15, and the year was 2008, if you can picture it. He shut himself in our son's bedroom with our portable landline phone, busted out the bedroom window, and legged it to Macca's before eventually being caught shoplifting a 6-pack of beer.
So good already.
Backbone. We had to go and pick him up and beg the supermarket manager not to call the police. He refused to eat anything other than McDonald's or KFC and didn't shower for the 3 days he was staying. The phone bill arrived the next month to over $500 of charges to sex lines back in Australia, and his multi-millionaire parents took 6 months to pay. No more billets for us. That's from Sally in Wellington.
That is outrageous, right?
What an absolute weapon that guy
Yeah, I
is.
mean, I like him. I actually kind of like the cut of his jib. You know what I mean?
That takes that's a hell of an to do that on your own.
Yes.
Like it's not you and a mate that are sort of running a mock. It's just you. You've turned up. You're there to play rugby. Their food's obviously garbage, Sally, and no offence to you.
Yeah.
But it must be, because if he's refusing to eat it and he's only going to eat takeaways, that's the only possible answer
Either
that I can come up with.
or he's
there.
a spoiled brat who just only ever gets takeaways.
He's a
that's
backbone.
true. How do we feel about the phone sex part of it? Do you
I
ever-
didn't hear any of it, so it's hard to judge.
Yeah,
but usually it's quite, tepid.
Yeah, how are you on the phone sex lines, Keyzie?
What is it? Well, I don't know. I've never tried one before.
No, really?
Oh, do you want to do one now? We can do an improv.
What a great idea.
Why don't we come back and do it?
But wait.
No, but wait, there's more.
Oh, my God. I mean,
That'd be good.
That is legendary, though.
It is.
Well, let's come back and we'll do a phone sex line type situation.
Can we
That's
do
a
that
good
tomorrow?
idea.
Because we've got other stuff coming up. This is a packed show, Keyzie.
Sure, or we could not do it at all. I don't mind not doing it.
We either do phone sex now or not at all.
Oh, God, that's a tough decision.
Well, we do love phone sex.
You do? I've never yet.
Have you not?
Nah.
It's the best kind of sex.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That seems crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Seems like a crazy thing to say on the radio.
There's Collective Soul.
The Hauraki Big Show. Weekdays from 4 on Radio Hauraki.
Beck there on the Radio Hauraki Big Show this Tuesday afternoon. New Zealand currently 89 for 2. Very comfortably at this stage chopping down that target, fellas.
Yeah.
Now, you were mentioning earlier in the show, Mogey, how outraged
Yes.
you were by the price of movie tickets.
Yes.
Now, as you, I don't know if you guys know this, I recently went over to Vietnam.
Oh, hey, did
You
you?
haven't mentioned it.
Haven't I?
You certainly haven't built a whole personality around it or anything.
Right. Oh, have I built a personality around it?
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty impressive. And
Hanoi.
you'll recall, of course, that the price of durries over there was like about $2 a pack, New Zealand dollars.
Yeah.
So old Hoyte J absolutely filled his boots.
Well, we did the maths, and you have 200 darts a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I had something like 2,780 darts over my 2-week period.
Yeah.
Thus my kind of croaky voice. Well, I was outraged today, as you can imagine, because, of course, these days, back in the day, Mogey,
Yeah.
you could buy your cartons of cigarettes
You could.
duty-free and set yourself up for life. But you can't do that anymore, Keyzie.
Oh, no.
You can only buy one packet, Keyzie.
One packet.
That's not enough.
Like a one carton
No.
No, one packet
at
of...
duty free, really?
Yes.
Yeah, one packet of durries.
That's your lot.
Oh.
And just on that front, by the way, bloody duty-free's a rap.
It is a rip.
It's absolute bollocks.
Yeah, you think it's cheap, it's not.
But in fact, I didn't even buy the one pack. I had like half a pack left from my... Have I mentioned that I went to Vietnam?
The darts taste better in Vietnam, eh, Jase?
Yeah, they
Everything's
totally
better
do.
in Vietnam.
Oh,
yeah,
they're
man.
so good, man. Anyway, I went to my local dairy.
Was this in Vietnam or here?
No, he was here.
Do they have,
And I bought a packet of durries. $48.50.
God.
that's mad.
$48.50. And I went, you know what? I'm done.
Really? You're quitting?
I am done with this shit.
Yeah, man.
I am not. I mean, I bought it obviously because I needed a durry at the time. I was really hanging out for one.
But after this pack,
But after this pack, fellas,
Okay.
that's it.
that is it for Hoyte J.
Okay, seriously,
there is
Jase.
there is no way in hell, Keyzie.
Yeah.
I'm paying $48.50 for a pack. That's outrageous.
How much Vietnamese dong is that?
That's actually about 800,000 dong.
That's a lot of
Wow.
dong.
Yeah, that's a lot of dong.
Even for you, Jase.
That's a lot. You can't. Oh, man.
Because what I don't want to happen is I don't want the big show to be known as the show where Mike and Jase just flip-flop around, giving up darts and booze and then being back on it and then giving it up again. So we need to put something on the line. How about this? If you have another dart before the end of the year.
Oh, no, after
but
this packet.
After this pack.
Okay, after this pack.
And can I just say, I'm going to really stretch this pack out.
Yeah, right. Okay,
Okay.
that's fine.
You're going to buy another pack so that
Nah,
you can't
man.
finish this pack?
Nah, man, I'm not going to buy another pack.
Okay, and so once you finish this pack, if you then have another dart before the end of the year, you have to shout us all dinner and our partners
Again.
again because you actually owe us that, and we're going to do that next week.
How's that sound?
Does that sound good, Hoyte J?
I tell you what does sound good. What's coming up after 6?
The Wires have named their team. Well, they're about to.
They're about to name their team, so we'll be getting into that. Also, our countdown of the top 100 movies of all time.
Also, he says here, Jase's revelation with pharmacies in Vietnam. God, you love Vietnam, eh?
So good.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jase, Mike and Keyzie. Tune in weekdays at 4 on Radio Hauraki.
Welcome back, you massive backbones. Hope your Tuesday's going along very nicely on this rather sort of wintry, fellas. I'd say wintry day today.
It feels cooler because we're in an air-conditioned studio, and I think that's a bit of a trick.
Yeah. Like in Vietnam, it was 37 degrees.
Oh, my God,
there.
Jase.
Hey, now listen, you're listening to The Big Show, brought to you by Night and Day.
Pretty poor from me.
Yeah, it was. Hey, Pagu-san.
Can we stop calling him Puggus as Pugsan?
Hi, Jase.
Now listen, you do the podcast
Not
outro,
Pug,
eh?
son.
Well, you guys do the podcast, man.
Yeah, I mean, we do the podcast
So
outro,
you, brother.
but you sort of put it all together and send it out into the ether.
Yeah. You package it up for the radio awards.
Sure.
Yeah, good stuff. Hey, what's the outro clip today?
Well, today's clip is just diving a little bit further into the billeting chat from earlier in the show.
Oh, yeah.
Right, okay, yeah.
Should I play a little clip
Say
of
no
it?
more.
Yeah, no, play a clip, man.
Okay.
And then I had other mates who got billeted and made love to the sister.
Are you serious?
Yeah. That was later.
An ex-girlfriend of mine.
Here we go. Here we go.
What do you mean, here we
There
go,
we go.
Keyzie?
Jase had a threesome or something. It's
No.
identical twins.
Didn't turn out that I had a threesome, did it, Pugs?
Well, I don't know. We'll have to listen to the podcast outro, 7:30
true.
tonight, wherever
Hey.
you get your podcast from.
You're sounding a bit coldy there, mate. You all right?
It's a bit run down, to be honest.
yeah.
It's just a bit run down.
I can hear
to be
it and
honest
I
with
can
you, man.
feel it. I can hear it and I can
Yeah,
feel it.
yeah. I'll tell you
Yeah.
what, and you won't know this, or you
Oh.
might know this,
Yeah.
but there's a puke bug going around at the moment.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah, and a lot of people have got it. So
I
just
haven't
heads up.
felt pukey at all.
Yeah, that's what
But
everybody
run
says
down
when
I
they get it.
have.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
My-
that's
They
how you
always
know-
start
that's
by
how you know
saying
you
that,
got
and
it.
they're just
You
spewing
guys should
everywhere.
just talk over the top of one of the heaps.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we were just talking and then Jase just jumped in.
I know what I was going to
don't know.
say. I don't know if I told you, fellas, that's my last day in Vietnam. Speaking of puke bugs, I mean, phew.
Wait, when was this?
Pardon?
What was this? When did you go to what?
When I came back from Vietnam the day before.
When
I got
did you
the
go to
old-
Vietnam,
I got
man?
the food. Have I not told you about that?
Nah, what's this?
Actually, play a song, Keyzie. I was going to go and talk to Pugs about Vietnam.
The Hauraki Big Show. Weekdays from 4 on Radio Hauraki.
Cranberries there on the Radio Hauraki Big Show this Tuesday evening. Now, I know there's a lot of rugby league fans out there, and I believe the Warriors team for this weekend has been announced, fellas.
Time to chat footy with me, Keyzie. What are the Warriors up to? The team list for this upcoming game against the Roosters, Friday night, 8 p.m. at Mount Smart, has officially been named. Mogey, I don't know if you've seen this, but Webster is sticking with the guys that got the job done.
That's right.
So 1 to 17, still the same team. However, Rocco Berry has been included in the extended squad and Bunty R4. I'd love to see Bunty get another shot. Apparently he's in good nick. And Jacob Laban is the 18th man. I'd love to see Bunty make his way back into the 17 because apparently he's dropped 10 kgs. He wants a contract.
Yeah.
And I want to see another bloke out there in the middle of the field doing some damage.
Hey, if he's dropped 10 kg, is that going to make him less bunty?
Yes, but obviously it's the style of football that the NRL is going towards now, is we don't want guys that can come on for 20 minutes and run it off the back fence. We want faster guys who are more nimble, who can be out there for 35, 40, 45, 50 minutes. That's what the NRL is going towards now. And
Yes.
Bunty just has to change, and apparently he's done a great job, his style of footy into this new style of footy. I'd love to see him get another chance.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be interesting to see how it goes there, fellas. Obviously up against the Roosters, who are garbage in the first round. Everybody's written them off for the entire season. Then the following week, of course, they beat the Penrith Panthers.
Yeah.
38-32. A hell of a game. So it'll be interesting to see how they go. I know they've got a few players back this week as well.
They do, and they're big names too. So you've got Lindsay Collins, who is a State of Origin prop. He's the man. He was ill. Spencer Leniu was a big name signing last season. Used to play for the Panthers. Real impact off the bench. And Victor Radley, who plays at 13 for them, he is their link man. those guys all coming back will be massive for the Roosters because their big issue at the moment is they've got a team full of inexperience. So having some experienced heads, all three of them back in the side, I think the Roosters are going to be pretty damn hard to beat this Friday.
Home or away?
Well, we're playing at home, but that doesn't really mean a lot with the Warriors because we lose more than we win at home. And also, when we played the Roosters, I think they've won something. Now, this is from the depths, but I think they've won the last 8 against us.
That's right. Yes, their record against us is amazing.
Yeah.
Because the Roosters have been one of the premier clubs the last few years. But to be honest, if there's any time to get the Roosters, it's now.
Yeah.
They did just beat the Panthers.
Or in round one.
Or in round one would have been great. We probably still would have lost. But the Roosters did just beat the Panthers, Jase. Best team in the competition, right? Right? Jase? Best team in the comp, right, man?
Hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah, wrong.
Yeah.
Melbourne Storm. The Panthers, their defense isn't as good anymore. They were making a lot of mistakes. I don't think they are the Panthers. I know, but I don't think they are the Panthers that we've grown to sort of know over the last 5 or so years.
Well, the week before you were saying that they were the Panthers because they were so out the gate.
I know, but that game against the Roosters, I have never seen a team put that many points on the Panthers, and I've never seen the Panthers make that many mistakes.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is a slight change.
Sounds like they got the bad one out of the way and now they'll be on fire.
Who are you talking about?
Panthers.
Yeah, okay. And what about the Roosters, who we're playing?
They're going to thump us.
What are your thoughts there? Well, why don't we do that later in the week, Keyzie?
Yeah,
we'll see how
Friday.
things play out.
Yeah.
And we'll make our prediction.
Yeah, okay, we'll do that on Friday.
Great stuff.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyte, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie.
AC/DC there on the Radio Hauraki Big Show this Tuesday evening. Let's talk some movies, shall we, fellas?
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't have a sting for this. We addressed this yesterday.
Is it still? Unbelievable,
After all
Keyzie.
this time.
Well, we're almost halfway through it. Basically, I've never seen any of the most important movies, so we're going through the Empire Online list of top 100 movies, seeing how many I've seen compared to you guys. At the moment, I have seen 13 out of 55.
Yeah, it's pretty good, man.
Jace has seen 47 out of 55, Mike 48, and Pugs 43.
Wow.
Incredible.
Actually,
Yeah.
that's 60. So
It's over halfway through.
Today, it's 40 to 35 on the
Kia
top
ora.
100 list.
At number 40 is what many regard as the greatest film of all time. Directed by Orson Welles, Citizen Kane.
Yes.
I've never seen it. The greatest movie of all time is The Shawshank Redemption.
Well, you've only seen one movie, or 13 movies.
Yeah, Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah. I've seen that one.
I haven't seen it.
I saw it probably in the last couple of years, actually, but only because they were banging on about it. And it's a good movie.
It is.
And, of course, it's not as good as more recent movies, but all recent movies have been built off the backs of old movies.
Correct.
So they're never going to stand up. But it's worth a watch, I think.
Even to this day? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, your wife will hate it, and so will you. But,
As I said, I find something very comforting about old movies.
right.
I find them very relaxing.
Yeah. And at number 39, Keyzie, and you've seen this one, brother. Gladiator.
Glad he ate her.
No, Gladiator.
Oh, Gladiator. Yeah, I've seen that. Great movie.
You like that, eh?
That's the one with Russell Crowe.
That's him. He's a gladiator.
That's right. Who does he eat again?
He kills lots of people.
That's right.
Incidentally, on that front, by the way, Mogey, I watched Gladiator 2 on the plane.
He's Gladiator too.
Okay.
So is that just the
Not
same?
Gladiator 1, is it?
Certainly not.
No,
I found it unwatchable when I walked out.
But he's
sucks.
a good
It's hard to
looking
walk
fella.
out of a plane.
Yeah, true.
Oh, did you try walk out, but you were on a plane?
No, Jase, I'm saying he couldn't walk out of a plane, but I did, but I was on the earth.
Ah.
Number 38, The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. Sergio Leone, starring Clint Eastwood.
That's the Ecstasy of Gold film, isn't it? With when he's trying to find the grave and he's running around and...
It's The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, starring Clint Eastwood.
Haven't seen it, sorry.
Yes.
It is a ripper. You'll love that one, Keyzie.
I probably would, to be fair.
Great film. Very slow start. Very slow start, but it's an amazing
Is that
film.
the one where the start's just them setting up a lot of stuff and people waiting around?
It's just they're waiting at a train station they're
right.
waiting at a train station, and it just takes forever. And the first time I watched it, it was at the Embassy Theatre. They had a print of it at the film festival about 20 years ago. If it had been on TV, I would have turned it off. There's just nothing going on for about 15 minutes, just cutting to this person waiting for a train, cutting to that person waiting for a train, cutting to the weather vane moving in the wind.
That's an iconic shot,
Cutting
isn't
to
it?
a dog, I was like, this
It's
is
a dog
this
kissing
is
his train.
dire.
There might have even been some tumbleweed action in there as well.
Wow.
There might have been. Number 37, Seven.
Oh, yeah, with Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt,
And
Morgan
Kevin Spacey.
Freeman. Yeah. Gwyneth Paltrow.
And Gwyneth Paltrow. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah. Good movie.
Keyzie.
Scary.
Great movie.
7 Deadly Sins.
Mm.
Yeah.
Very, very good movie. And finally, number 36, one of my top 10, I'd say, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, starring Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet and directed by Michel Gondry. Sorry.
I don't think I've seen that.
Absolutely brilliant film.
I have seen it, right? But I think when I watched it, I was in high school because that's probably when it came out.
Yeah.
And I was with my mates and we were all like, oh, this is a bit random for us. I think it's one of those ones that if I were to watch it now, I'd probably really enjoy it.
Yeah. I still remember walking out of the cinema having seen it and feeling like I was on acid. Really mind-bending stuff.
Were you on
acid? That was
acid?
incredible. No, I wasn't.
Oh.
No, I wasn't. That would have made sense.
All right, so the update is I have seen 16. Jase, you have seen 51. Mike has now seen 53 and Pugs has seen 46.
Wow.
Incredible.
The Hauraki Big Show. Weekdays from 4 on Radio Hauraki.
Well, there you go, you massive backbones. Hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure you check out our podcast and the Instagram account. Mogey, what have you learned today?
I've learned that you went to Vietnam.
Oh my God,
man.
did you?
Yeah.
Holy heck.
Would you recommend it?
Totes, man. Totes.
I was shocked by that.
Amazing, eh?
If anyone's just joining us, Jason spent the entire day banging on about his trip to Vietnam, so listen to the potty at 7:30.
And yesterday.
And yesterday,
And
yeah.
yesterday too, yeah.
It's his whole thing
So
now.
good. What did you learn, Keyzie?
I learned that the price of movie tickets is $32. So we're lucky in radio. Sometimes we'll get sent free tickets to go to stuff, which is great. And I haven't paid for a ticket to the movies in ages.
This was my point.
Yeah, I thought it might be like low 20s.
Yeah.
But 32 up here in Auckland anyway, that's outrageous.
Somewhere between 28 and 32 of the research I was doing. So you've got to go Tight Ass Tuesday if you go at all,
And then there's a processing fee if you want to book online.
which is
It's like a lot too, not 50
It's a
cents.
rip.
It's like $3.50 per ticket or something.
it's an absolute joke, Jase.
Unbelievable.
Where does it stop, man?
Unbelievable.
Well, Jase, isn't
Jase?
it? You work for Hoyt's, don't you?
Not that Hoyts, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
I was at the front, Keyzie. Jeez.
Well, I'm looking at the TV. Mogey, what did you learn, man?
I've already asked them that.
Jace, what did you learn?
Absolutely nothing. The strange thing is, I've come away from today's show stupider than when I started it.
Yeah, that's the big
100%.
show for you.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I know what you learned.
What?
You learned that my wife makes delicious cake that is just the right amount of moist. Just the right amount of moist.
What is that called? Just the right amount of moist.
I don't know.
There should be a word for that.
Yeah, but you'll know it when you taste it.
Keyzie, could you get her to make us a cake and we'll give her another chance?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
We'll
seriously.
Well, right.
I will ask her to make a cake
Yeah,
next week, maybe.
sure.
I mean, she's very busy, but
Yeah.
we will do this again. Redemption.
Yeah.
We'll put that cake on the 5 Buzzies star scale.
Okay.
all right? Okay.
Okay, all right, fine. Yep.
Hey, thanks for listening to the show. Make sure you tune in same time, same place tomorrow. Yes, Keyzie?
Don't forget, if you ever need advice, meet
Oh,
PattyNip69
yes.
at
Oh, yes.
gmail.com.
Yes. Till then, see you later.